In this video, we are going to see how to create Nifty task for new Typeform responses. So every time a new response is received through this form builder application, here we have taken the example of Typeform. Then with the data received, you want to create a task in Nifty, which is a project management software. Now, how can that be done? For this, you will have to set up some integration between the two applications, and the same thing can be done using Pabbly Connect software. Here your trigger application would be Typeform and your action application would be Nifty. Now, how can you do this yourself? Integrate and automate this entire process. To understand that, let me take you to my screen. To begin with the process, we are first going to type the URL pabbly.com/connect, and as we do that, here we have reached the landing page of this software. On the right hand side, you can see two options, sign in and sign up for free. So if you are an existing user, simply click on sign in. If you are a new user, click on this tab sign up. It won't take more than 2 minutes. And also at the time of account creation, you will get 100 free tasks. So now I'm going to click on sign in as I'm an existing user here. And here we have reached all applications page. Let's click on access now for Pabbly Connect. Here we have reached the dashboard of this application. On the right hand side, you can see a tab create workflow. Let's click on this and a dialog box has appeared which is asking us to name this workflow. Now here my objective is that every time a new Typeform response is received, then with the information you need to create a task on Nifty. So I'm going to click on create. And as I do that, here we have reached another window which has got two extremely important events. One is trigger, another one is action. Triggers and actions are basically those two principles or concepts on which this entire automation works. Trigger is when this happens, action says do this. Basically, action here is the response of your trigger application. Now, as per this integration, my trigger application would be Typeform. Let's click on this. And the triggered event here would be new entry. Let's click on connect. Here Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with a Typeform account. I'm going to click on add new connection, connect with Typeform. And here it is asking me to confirm my account. So I'm going to just accept all the things. And here we can see that the authorization has been successful. Now here, let me take you to my Typeform account. So I have created two forms. This is the form that I'm talking about. This is the task form. And now you can see that these are the various fields that I have created here. Task name, task description, then we have due date and start date. So Pabbly Connect has already taken this form. So this particular form. So as I click on save and send, here it is asking me to do a test submission so that the response can be captured here. So to capture the response, now I'm going to take you to Typeform. And here I'm going to publish this. As I do that, you can see that I have received the link. I'm going to copy this, open this in a new tab. And as I do that, here the form will appear right in front. Okay, so what is the task name? Let's say it is appraisal. Okay, this is the appraisal form. And now what is the task description? So appraisal percentage to be discussed. Okay, then we have the due date. So what is the due date? It is February, let's say it is 17th and 2023. Okay, then we have the start date which is February 16th, 2023. Okay, so as I submit this form, what should happen? Automatically a response should be received in Pabbly Connect. And yes, here you can see that we have received the response. So this here is the response submitted at, landed at. Then we have the name of the form which is task form. Then here we have the start date. Then we have the due date. So here you can see this, these are the dates. And then here this is the description. Then this here is the appraisal form. So this is the name of the form. So once we have received this information, now with this information, I want to create a task in Nifty. So my action application here would be Nifty. Let's click on this. The action event here would be create task. Let's click on connect. Here Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with Nifty PM account. I'm going to click on add new connection, connect with Nifty PM. So as I do that, here it is asking me to provide the access. I'm going to click on allow. And as I do that, our authorization has been successful. Now here we are supposed to map this information, the task name, description, project ID, task group ID, etc. What is mapping? Mapping means as I click on this. So here you can see the previous step as I click on this, this was the response that we had received. And what is the task name? So the task name here is, as I look for appraisal, this here is the task name. Now what is the task description? So again, as I click on this and I write appraisal, so you can see this here is the description. Now this process is known as mapping. Why is it important? So that every time the workflow runs, it can take the new data into consideration and is not stuck with the manually written data. Now here we have the project ID, task group ID. To understand this, I'm going to first take you to my Nifty account. So this here is my Nifty account. You can see that there is a project that I have created. The name is PB Pro. As I take you to this project, here you can see these are the members. And then again, let's go to task and you can see that a list has been created. The name is to do. So here we are going to map this. So for the project ID, PB Pro, then task group ID, to do. Since there was only one, so it has already been captured by the system. Now comes the milestone ID. So if you want to map the same, you can mention it here. Then we have the start date. So here we can see that we have to mention the start date and the due date in a different format over here. So first, I have to use a feature by Pabbly, which is date time formatter. So here I'm going to add an action step. And to change the format, I'm going to use this feature date time formatter. And the action event here would be format date with time zone. Let's click on connect. So here, first of all, I'm going to map the date, which is the start date. So as I go down here, this is the start date. And then the from format here would be, this is year, month and date. So year, month and date is this format. Now the to format here would be this. So the from time zone is UTC and the to time zone is also UTC. Okay. Now UTC is basically Indian Standard Time plus 5.5 hours. So this is the UTC time that we have received. Now I'm going to repeat this step for the due date. So again, let's look for date time formatter. Here it is. And the action event, format date with time zone. Let's click on connect. So let's map the date. So let's go down and here we have to look for the due date. Here it is. Then the from format would be year, month and date. The the from format here would be year, month and date. The to format here would be this. Now the from time zone is again UTC and the to time zone is also UTC. I'm going to click on save and send test request. And yes, here we have received a response. Now let's go down to Nifty. I'm going to refresh this connection by selecting the existing connection. And then we have to map the start date. For this, I'm going to go to step 2. This is the start date. For due date, let's go to step 3. This here is the due date. Then comes the banner. So if you want to enter the banner, you can add the URL here. And here we have to add the assignees, basically the member. To do this, we have to add an action step here. The application would be same Nifty and the event would be get invitee. So let's do the same. Here I'm going to add action step. The application is Nifty. Let's click on this. And the action event here would be to get invitee. Let's click on connect. So I'm going to go ahead with the existing connection. And as I click on save and send test request, so I would receive the response of all the members that are associated with the project. So like dummy demo here, again dummy demo, then we have demo Sami, then we have Ashmita Mandal. So let's say that I wish to add dummy demo here. So we have to map the member ID. So this here is the member ID. So I am going to go down. First, I'm going to refresh this connection quickly. Okay. So once done, let's go down, go here, go to step 4. And this here is the member ID of dummy demo. Now, if you add more members, if you wish to add more members, you can just put a comma and add another ID over here. I'm going to click on save and send test request. And as I do that, here you can see that task has been successfully created. So now I'm going to take you to Nifty. Okay, and let's quickly check. Yes, you can see there is a task created. The name is appraisal. This here is the due date. And then here we have the assignees, which basically means that our integration is a success. But we also need to check the same in real time. So I'm going to take you back to Typeform, copy this link once again, open this in a new tab here and fill up this form once again. So let's say this time the task name is team meeting. Okay, then we have the task description, meeting on team outing. Okay, then we have the due date. So let's say the due date here is February 15th and the year is 2023. And what is the start date? The start date is again the same, which is 15th of February 2023. Okay, as soon as I submit, what should happen? Automatically this task should be created in Nifty. So let's go to Nifty and I'm going to close this, and yes, here you can see that another task has been created. So this basically means that our integration process is a complete success. Now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect to understand what we have done. So here our trigger application is Typeform, where the event is new entry. Then our action application here is Nifty PM, where we have created a task. Now here to format the date, we have chosen a feature by Pabbly, which is date time formatter. And to get the attendees ID, we had chosen our action application as Nifty once again, and the event was get invitee. I hope this is absolutely clear to you. If in case you have any doubt, you can refer to the workflow which is given in the video description. You can also clone the same and start to process immediately. Apart from this, if you have any specific integration to work on, you can always write to us.
Not only this, but you can integrate multiple applications using Pabbly Connect software. To ask any of your query, you have to write at forum.pabbly.com. You can also visit our website, which is www.pabbly.com/connect. To get all the details about the latest updates, the integrations and applications, you can visit our Facebook group. If in case you have found this video helpful, then do not forget to share this with your friends and colleagues so that they can also get into automation and make their life easy. I'm going to see you very soon with different integrations and automations. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Take care of yourself.